Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss heart blocks. Heart block is a disorder in the heart's rhythm due to a fault in the natural pacemaker and may be caused by an obstruction, a block, in the electrical conduction system of the heart. It is a condition where the heart beats more slowly or with an abnormal rhythm. I would like to start this video with this great poem that I found online, the heart block poem. If the R is far from P, then you have first degree. Longer, longer, longer drop, then you have a Venki Bach. If some P's don't get through, then you have Morbitz type 2. If P's and Q's don't agree, then you have a third degree. This may not make sense right now, but you'll understand it more by the time we get to the end of this video. Heart block is different from other more serious heart conditions, which include angina, heart attack, or myocardial infarction, any type of heart failure, cardiogenic shock, or other types of shock, arrhythmias, cardiac arrest, or respiratory arrest. Heart block can occur congenitally or it may be acquired later on in life. Congenital causes usually include autoimmune diseases like SLE, and birth defects may also occur. Here is a list of various acquired causes which occur later on in life: old age, heart attack or coronary artery disease, cardiomyopathy, sarcoidosis, Lyme disease, high potassium levels, severe hyperthyroidism, certain hereditary neuromuscular diseases, medicines that slow the heart rate, or post open heart surgery. Let's now understand the conduction system of the heart, which conducts electrical signals to maintain and initiate the regular heartbeat in a living person. Conduction is initiated by the sinoatrial node, also called SA node. It travels to the AV node, atrioventricular node, which also contains a secondary pacemaker that acts as a backup for the SA nodes. It then travels to the bundle of His and via the bundle branches to the point of the apex of the fascicular branches. Here is a picture showing the two major fascicular branches, the anterior and the posterior fascicles. Blockages are therefore classified based on where the blockage occurs, namely the SA node block, the AV node block, and at or below the bundle of His, intraHisian or infraHisian block. InfraHisian blocks may occur at the left or right bundle branches, these are called bundle branch blocks, or the fascicles of the left bundle branch, which is called fascicular block or hemiblock. Clinically speaking, the blocks tend to have more serious potential the closer they are to the end of the electrical path, and less serious effects the closer they are to the start, which is the SA node. First in line, we have SA nodal blocks. Here is a picture showing the three major types. SA node blocks, however, rarely give severe symptoms because they are backed up by the secondary pacemaker, which is the AV node, and this is usually enough to retain consciousness in the resting state. Even though this is the case, they are still the most common indication for pacemaker implantation in the US. It is also known that the SA node can be suppressed by any other arrhythmias that reaches it, which may include retrograde conduction from the ventricles, ectopic atrial beats, atrial fibrillation, and atrial flutter. There is also a difference between SA node block and SA node suppression. In the block, an electrical impulse is generated by the node, but that doesn't make the atria contract. In SA node suppression, however, the SA node doesn't even generate an electrical impulse because it is reset by the electrical impulse that enters the SA node, which, as we discussed, may be due to arrhythmias. Next on our list, we have the AV node block, which is the most commonly talked about. It is divided into first degree, second degree, and third degree. The second degree, furthermore, is divided into Morbitz type 1 and Morbitz type 2. The first degree is the mildest form. The heart's electrical signal is slowed down, but still it goes to where it's going. In the second degree, however, some of the signals don't get to the right places. This may mean slower heartbeats or even drop beats. It can be symptomatic or asymptomatic. Lastly, the third degree, which is also called complete heart block, where no electrical messages get through. The rate and rhythm of the heartbeat is very slow, or it may even stop entirely. This heart block can be fatal. Here we encounter the heart block poem once again, but now it should make some more sense at least. In the first degree, the PR interval gets prolonged. If the R is far from P, then you have a first degree. In the second degree, Morbitz type 1, the electrical signals get slower and slower between beats. Eventually, your heart skips a beat. Here we can see how the PR interval slowly increases and reaches a point where there's a drop beat or absence of QRS complex. In second degree Morbitz type 2 heart block, electrical signals sometimes get to the ventricles and sometimes they do not. And so we can see that There is a drop beat which occurs randomly. Finally, we have third degree or complete heart block, where the P's and Q's don't agree, meaning there is an irregularity of the PR interval, and also the heartbeats are very, very slow. Lastly, we have infrahisian blocks of the distal conduction system. They may present like Mobitz type 2 heart block within or below the bundle of His. They can be either left anterior fascicular block or left posterior fascicular block. Right bundle branch blocks may also occur. The first degree heart blocks usually don't have any symptoms. The second degree, however, may present with chest pain, dizziness, fainting, fatigue, nausea, shortness of breath, etc. The third degree may present with cardiac arrest, dizziness, fainting, tiredness, irregular heartbeat, or new palpitations. We have various options to diagnose a heart block. Sometimes an ECG is enough, while other times a Holter monitor is attached to the patient for 24 to 48 hours. This helps capture changes in the heart rhythm even if they do not occur often or predictably. Other options less commonly used include implantable loop recorder or electrophysiologic study. Finally, let's talk about the management. In cases of first degree heart block, treatment is most often not required, as most cases are asymptomatic. However, in symptomatic cases, atropine can be tried. In second degree, Mobitz type 1, asymptomatic patients do not require a treatment, while symptomatic patients may require a pacemaker. And in Mobitz type 2, it is also advised to go for a pacemaker. Initially, transvenous cardiac pacing is used, as shown here, using a pacing wire. It can be inserted via the right internal jugular or the left subclavian vein into the right ventricle. It is, however, a temporary option. For long-term control, a permanent pacemaker is implanted surgically, as shown in these two pictures. Finally, the third degree or complete heart block also requires an implantable pacemaker. With this, I would like to conclude this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it and stay tuned for more.